The North remembers. Sometimes stuff it's never even seen before. There we go. Hello, I am joined today by Alan Kistler.
Hi.
Alan literally wrote a book about Game of Thrones, be it food. But
Yes. It is a book. It was written.
Yes,
It
and
works.
we're going to talk more about your writing and your commentary. Alan is a professional nerd, which is a very rare job description. But right now we're going to talk about this most recent episode of Game of Thrones. I hope you're ready.
I am.
It is Season 6, Episode 6. This is following The Door, which was a really crucial episode in that it made me sad, but also it explained that Bran Stark can kind of influence the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how much do we want to blame on Bran Stark?
Everything.
Everything?
Everything. Since Season 1, Episode 1, when he climbed that thing, even though his mom said no, everything is Bran's fault thus far.
He's the worst.
Yeah, but he did have some really interesting visions that showed a lot of things that we've never seen before, including the Mad King. So there's some theories going around about what's going on in Bran's visions, which is he can kind of influence the past, as seen before with Hodor or
He seems to be able, like certain people seem to be able to hear him.
Ned could seem to be able to understand something.
Right, he heard something. Someone
Yeah.
called out to him. Whether he actually heard father, we don't know, but he heard someone call out to him, something.
And then we have visions of, for the first time, King Aerys saying, burn them all.
Which is...
And then Jaime.
Yeah, it finally confirms at least part of Jaime's story. Because the thing is, like, Jaime gave us this very tragic origin, but so many people in this show are, by their nature, liars, or they're gaslighting. And to actually have confirmation that at least part of his story is true puts him in a different light for some people.
He was sitting on the throne when Ned found him.
Yeah.
You know, it seemed super accurate. So what happened was the Mad King said to burn everyone after he ordered Jaime to kill his own father.
Yeah.
Jaime didn't like that, clearly,
Yeah.
killed him. And then we saw that wildfire, which we haven't seen since Season 2.
Right.
Yeah. So this could be kind of hearkening to the future. We also had this vision of Daenerys. Not a vision. This actually happened in the canon of the show at the end, where she gives a very reminiscent speech to something that Drogo told her early on, minus the rapey stuff, that she was going to conquer and take over. And there's a vision of a dragon flying over King's Landing. Is that the future? Is Dany destined to become like the Mad King and go mad? We've seen things before where she said, I am not my father.
Right.
But she does, lately, she's really into burning things down. Really into destruction.
I mean, there's so much about her upbringing and past that we sort of tend to glide over. Like, I mean, she was raised by this awful brother who God knows what lessons she still has internalized from him, even if she understood later he's a bad dude.
He is. I always thought she was the antithesis of him, though.
And that's probably a setup, but even so, like you're being raised by this person, you're probably picking up on stuff or reacting to certain things because of things you were taught, whether you're defying them or not. And then she fell in love with a dude who raped her on her wedding night, at least in the show's interpretation. It was a rape on the wedding night.
They have a really...
Yeah, it's not a black or white relationship.
It's a weird relationship.
Yeah, especially if you take into account how young she's supposed to be.
I think in the show she's supposed to be not the same age as
Right,
the
no, she's not like 12.
She seems like a grown woman, at least. So, my question was what made the Mad King mad? Did Bran perhaps influence him in the past, maybe warning him against the White Walkers, saying burn them, and he misunderstood?
Yeah, are those the voices he heard?
So did Bran truly ruin everything, is what I'm asking. Retroactively. There's also some images to the Stark family. We see a young Ned again. Well, we go back to the things we've already seen. Ned's execution, Catelyn's throat being cut, Robb being gutted. And then we go back to young Ned saying, where's my sister? And then we see what is presumably his hand. It looked like young Ned's bracer, so that's why we presume it's his hand with blood, with someone dying, which does back up many popular theories about what's going on. Maybe?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, you could very easily zoom out and it's just, oh no, Ned is like gutting a deer or something. Like there are so many ways you could take that vision, but it looks like there's a body there, and there are all these ideas about what actually was the deal with his sister. Was his sister kidnapped and raped, or was his sister in a romance that Robert Baratheon was actually just jealous of?
and was
insanely jealous of.
propagandizing or lying
Right.
about. Yeah, it's hard to know what the truth is, but Bran is the closest thing we have to the truth.
Yes.
Also really messing up reality. So that then we also have etchings into the war to come. We have maybe the dragon flying over, maybe White Walkers coming to King's Landing. I'm not really sure. There's still a lot of riddles in the show. And there's also the idea of Uncle Benjen is back, and it seems to be that he's confirmed to be Cold Hands. Yeah, I mean, well, they seem to confirm it in the after. It's just where the creators he just said Cold Hands Benjen. So at least for the show, confirmed. Audience, what did you think of Season 6, Episode 6 of Game of Thrones? And what do you think those visions actually mean? Let us know what you think below in the comments. Please like and subscribe for more.